Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 14 of Europa Universalis IV as England, and hopefully got the game name right this time and the name of the country that we are playing as. We're currently in this war with Morocco, although I'm not getting actively involved in it. Maybe I should. I've actually got Morocco set as one of my rivals, I believe. Yeah, Morocco is actually a rival, so if I could actually do some damage against them, we could actually go and gain some war score. The only real problem I've got is I don't really have any decent way of getting down there. Sure, I could put a few troops on transports, but I'm not sure how effective they are going to be. How many units do they have? In total, well, they've got 23,000 men, 14,000 cavalry. Strength of the alliance is obviously much more heavily in our favour. I just don't know where their units are. It'd be very, very risky trying to land any units in here. We could always try and humiliate them, but I think we're just going to let that war tick on. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause the game. We're currently part way through annexing our vassal of Connaught, and that should be done at the end of this month tick, and then all of these guys will be ours. So let's go and get that sorted first. There we go. So those guys are now integrated. So that's going to hurt the diplomatic reputation a little bit. We've now lost Gascon as an accepted culture, which is a bit of a shame. So we've probably got some extra fleets and things hanging around now. Those are our heavies. What have we got here? This is one light, which we will certainly be using at some point. So let's go ahead and move it down here to Essex and we'll group some more up. Do I want to keep you guys here? Is there any point in you guys being there? Are we over our force limit? Yes, we're over our force limit by 2. So let's go ahead and disband those guys. I'm assuming we're probably not over our naval limit. Yeah, we're bang on the naval limit at the moment. That's fine then. We're still over our diplomatic relations limit, although I'm surprised. I thought that would have gone away. How are things with France at the moment? Especially now we've got that penalty to our diplomatic reputation. Their liberty desire is 41%. Relative power, opinion, trust. Yeah, diplomatic reputation is like minus 10%, which is a real shame. But I'm sure we'll be able to deal with that. So the question is, do we want to go ahead and get involved in another war? It could be quite tricky at the moment because we do actually have quite a bit of aggressive expansion. Now, we still don't have an heir, as far as I can remember, because it has been a little while since I played. So we've got no heir. So we can either gain a Tudor heir, a 525 with a weak claim, and we'll lose 5 papal influence. And we'll gain Catholicism reform desire, which we want, because we want to flick over to Protestants. Or we can gain 2 papal influence. Well, certainly we want to grab the heir. So if we now unpause that, go back in here, we have an heir with a weak claim, but it's a fairly decent heir. It's got 12 points. That's not too bad. What is our reform desire currently at? 54%. So can't do any conversions yet. Has the Reformation actually started? Oh, it's a bit too early for the Reformation to actually start. It usually starts in the early 1500s when the Reformation actually starts to roll over. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, we do have a lot of aggressive expansion. We do have to be careful. We can invest in a technology, which would be an admin tech. Now, what were my idea groups? I don't think we have an admin idea group. Now, I don't want to go ahead and go get the tech now because we are ahead of time, so it might be worth just upgrading some provinces. Maybe we can get some more base tax in London. It's always good to do that. What about buildings? Are there any buildings we get? We could get a production building here. Local production efficiency isn't all that useful, particularly in a province that only has grain. We could go ahead and get some more manpower. That could be useful. We are still trying to save money, though. I think we've still got some loans to pay off. Let's just have a quick look, because I don't recall. We have a total of 2 loans. So let's concentrate on paying the loans off first before we grab any buildings as much as I'd like to. Where else has decent tax? There used to be a economic map mode, which is like technically it's a base tax map mode, which is kind of weird. Economical map mode. So this one really shows you base tax. Hasn't been updated yet to show you, the combination of your development. But Essex looks like my next highest province in terms of tax. So let's go ahead and spend some more admin points there. So that should do. We'll go back to our normal map mode. So if we wanted to declare war on somebody, we've got a lot of people in the coalition, although we could possibly take them. I mean, Burgundy's in the coalition. How much of an army does Burgundy have? Burgundy's got 20k troops hiding somewhere. That's a shame. Do we have a mission currently? Our mission is to pay off all of our loans. We've only got one left. We'll get that done soon enough. So we're currently sucking up to Aragon, and I cannot remember why. They are threatened towards me. Okay, well, we'll leave that upgrading, or trying to improve. We're just trying to keep people out of the coalition. Now, what about Brittany? You're in a Regency Council right now. We have an alliance with you. You will not accept vassalization because of the tax-based difference. Or the economic base difference. If we were to declare war on you, which we can't because we have an alliance, because you are currently allied with the Papal State and Brabant, which we could probably deal with, to be honest. We could probably grab Brittany. Although we would... Do we have a royal marriage with them? Royal marriage, yes. So, yeah, we've got to wait till... I remember now. I was waiting for that royal marriage to end, and then I kind of screwed things up by renewing the royal marriage after my ruler died. So we do have to be careful with that. So the war is kind of... Well, it's not really going in our favour, but it's well, it's not now. There's just been a massive turn there. There's a few blockades going on and whatnot as some units move around. I think it's mainly ticking war score that's causing the problem here. So once again, we've got the option to invest in the tech. Just having a quick look, just to see if I can work out if it's worth attacking. I mean, we do have a lot more stuff in the alliance. They've got no navy at all. But I've only got 10 transports. I could only land 10 regiments at a time, and you can almost guarantee that they'll get insta-wiped by a 30 stack. So, it looks like we have the option of losing 33 Diplo power, gaining 25% local autonomy in Yorkshire, or 6 noble regiments rising up in Oxfordshire. I think what we're going to do in that case then is we will take up our army maintenance. We will try and get a couple of ticks. It's only going to be 6 regiments. So we're definitely going to wait until at least the end of March. So there's the end of March. We get 1 reinforcement tick. We should be able to get 1 more. Now, do we have a leader that we could assign? We don't. So let's go ahead and grab a general. Not particularly good. Has a lot of manoeuvre and a little bit of siege. It's not ideal. He has a little bit of fire as well, but at this stage in the game, shock is still the most important. So let's just let it get up until the 1st of May. There we go. Another reinforcement tick. Noble regiments. There we go. Now... They will have a little bit of an advantage against us in terms of morale. But we should still be able to win that fight just based on numbers. Can't believe we still... Well, it's a terrain penalty. Because it's woods. That's fair enough. Hopefully we won't lose too many men. Because if we should do that, that will tip the balance with France a little bit. Because they'll consider us to be weaker. So we certainly need to keep our eye on France. And the relative power. Now apparently... Yeah, we're still ahead of time on all of our techs. Maybe it's time to invest a little bit more in the tax for London and the tax for Essex. Let's keep that money coming in. We can almost pay off our remaining loan, actually. In fact, 208, we can repay off our loan, which completes our mission. Reduces our interest rate, which is kind of pointless at this point. So what have we got in terms of missions? We can accumulate money for 10 prestige. We can try and improve Savoy's opinion of us. Or we can try and take Artois. Now, we are going to want to do that. This will give us a CB against them. And it's a free CB that doesn't cost us any aggressive expansion. Because remember, you do have the problem with fabricating a claim. That there's every possibility that you may get discovered. That's not going to happen here. Now, I've got to be careful. I can't just go and declare war on Burgundy because they are in a coalition against us. Should be telling us here. Yeah, Allied may call upon the coalition members. Yeah, so if we were to attack at the moment, we'd be dealing with a lot of people. quite scary. Although some of them are now starting to leave the military coalition, and that's going to be really, really good for us. Also, if we were to declare war on them, Castile and Portugal wouldn't come in. Austria would, which is quite nice. It'd be really good for Austria to come in on our side, but maybe we'll just leave things a little bit. How are you, Austria, with us? You actually love me. Brittany, how about you? Where's our improved relations? We actually have improved relations with you. Let's go ahead and do that. It's very unlikely that we'll ever be able to actually integrate Brittany, although, I don't know, maybe once we've actually got, we've integrated France. But we will try and grab as much land here as possible. We certainly do want to grab a lot of what would be the French region. And from there, we are going to try and do some colonization and move around and do some stuff in Africa. Yeah, Castile are not doing too well in this war, are they? They're really going down here and just getting their units completely ripped to pieces, which is not good. We are still ahead of time, so I'm still not going to pick that one up just yet. We're going to save it and wait for a little while. We seem to be getting a lot more admin points than anything else. Do we have a focus on admin for some reason? No, we have a neutral focus. That's fine. I'm almost tempted to focus on military, but I don't think that I'm going to. Not at this point. Now, while we're here, I think I remembered how to find this thing for Scotland. It used to be here. Yeah, they don't have their mission to try and conquer England at the moment, which means they don't have loads of CBs everywhere, which is good for me. We just need this coalition to go away a bit. I guess what we could do is start trying to suck up with some of the people in the coalition and get them to hate me a little bit less. Obviously, most of it is Burgundy. If we could get Switzerland out, it would be quite so nice. Switzerland have only -27 on aggressive expansion, so maybe we could get Switzerland out of there. Now, how are we doing here? Relation can be improved by 13 more. How do you feel about me at the moment, Aragon? You actually like me. And you're in a personal union with Castile, so there's no point trying to get any sort of relationship with you. So let's bring back that diplomat. And let's go ahead and send him to Switzerland. And see if we can improve relations with them enough so that they're no longer outraged. That way they might be willing to leave the coalition. And if we can make the coalition smaller, it'll be good. It'll also be nice, of course, if our allies get out of their pointless war, which they're losing because the AI is terrible at this game. Especially when it comes to the new fort system, the AI just doesn't seem to know what to do. But we have seen there are quite a few stacks of units wandering around there, and I don't want to accidentally send in a 10 stack and get it ripped to pieces. What are we like on force limit? We're still at our force limit. We are one below our naval limit. Plus 25 power in Champagne for 10 years. That's not bad at all. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves another light ship. Where is the cheapest, quickest place to build it? Guess we'll just grab it down here in Kent. So we'll just keep building up our merchant fleet where we can. No, it's not great that we can't just go to war all the time, but it will be something that we do. What's this down here? This is the Papal State. France probably have a claim on some of this stuff. No, obviously it was a Provence core. Yeah, France don't actually have any claims, which I find unusual. Okay. Ah, and we have another call to arms. Fantastic. So what have we got this time? Austria's declared war on Venice. Venice is allied with the Knights and Tuscany. Neither of which are going to be a massive problem. Let's go ahead and accept this war. Let's go and have a look and see exactly who's involved with that. So as you can see, most of the people that are involved, and we'll ignore all of this stuff because that's the other war that's going on. Everyone that's involved with this war is over here. So again, it's not really a war that I need to get involved with because I can't really get involved with it. I mean, I can walk through the HRE. I could go and help. But it seems, although France are going in... That's fine though, actually, I guess. If France are willing to go in with some of their troops and lose them, that helps in terms of relative power. Which means France are much less likely to try and start a war for independence. So the relative power compared to me at the minute is 90.2. If they start losing units, which they probably won't, I think this fight is going to go very heavily in Austria's favour. So I don't think we need to worry too much about that at all. It does, however, mean that my allies are kind of tied up and busy. So that doesn't help. Now, come on, Switzerland. It would be very, very nice if you got out of this coalition that you're in against us, because you really don't hate us that much. In fact, Switzerland actually love me at the moment, but you're still in a coalition against me. So you have a friendly attitude towards me, but you're still in a coalition. That doesn't make any sense at all. Lose 50 Diplo power or lose 50 admin power. Well, it sucks either way, but we're getting a lot more admin power than anything else, so let's go ahead and do that. Tech-wise, we're now behind the time, so let's go ahead and grab our next level of admin tech. That puts us quite a bit ahead of time and also gives us the 20% production efficiency bonus. New national decisions available. So, what we can either have is +1 missionary strength, which we are going to need. There's no reason not to take it. There's no negative side effects to it. And we can have national tax modifier for a stability cost modifier. So basically, stability becomes cheaper to buy up, but we get less tax. We don't really want that. It's a little bit pointless to us. We're still trying to work towards being able to switch over to Protestant. We're not in the 1500s yet, so it's unlikely that anything is going to trigger for a little while. Cleves has left the military coalition. Now, it's not the person we were trying to get out, but remember, every nation that leaves the coalition makes the coalition weaker, and that makes it much more likely that the coalition will fall apart. I think we're still okay in number of seats for now, so that is fine. I guess giving 1 or 2 more places as a seat would not be a bad idea. Derby's not particularly well developed. Gloucestershire is not bad. It would give you more production efficiency, and you do have iron there. So let's go ahead and do that to you. Oh, hit it on the autosave, which wasn't good timing. There we go. So Gloucestershire is now another seat, and we don't have a debate in Parliament. So let's go ahead and do that. So we can gain 1 base tax in Meath. I honestly don't know at the moment whether the patch is installed to version 1.13 or whatever it was. I was in beta and I hadn't loaded it up, so it's quite possible that it has switched over, or it may not have. But I know in that update, whenever you gain a permanent gain like this now, it's only going to be in 1 province, but it does glitch sometimes with the names. So we get reduced build cost, we get manpower recovery speed and reduced war exhaustion. Accepted culture threshold, which would be nice, but it's only for like 10 years. Yeah, so which is a bit pointless. Cheaper ship cost and more embargo and privateer efficiency, or less land maintenance. I think I'll go for the free stability, because at the moment, if I was to buy up the stability is worth 210 admin power. So, and it would give us, or do we just want to get the 1 base tax? We'll get the stability, it'd probably be worth more. Lose 6 military power, not a problem. Lose 10 papal influence, not a problem. Don't want to lose navy tradition if we can help it. Definitely don't want to lose mercantilism. And we've got the money to do that bride there. It's a 75% chance. Probably need 1 more. And both of them are going to be losing navy tradition. Well, we'll have to do it a little bit. Really sucks to lose navy tradition, but it should work. So how are we going on in these wars? Portugal are absolutely getting wrecked down here. I'd love to be able to go and help, but I just don't feel in a good position to do it. My ports are being blocked. Really? Oh, Tuscany. Honestly didn't expect that one. Let's go ahead and enable that fort. What have they got there? 4 lights, 1 galley, 2 transports. Let's go ahead and unmothball the heavies there. They probably could go and win this fight, even though they're only at 25% health. It's very dangerous, but I'm going to go and do it. I've also just noticed that Venice has a rather large group here. So let's just go ahead and assign our leader to these guys. Now, hopefully you're going to get round there and destroy them before they manage to land. Switzerland has left the military coalition. Good. I'll keep sucking up to them, because I do want to be able to... right, as I say, we have taken a fair bit of... you know, our ships are quite bashed up already. But given that most of the ships they have are pretty terrible, we should be okay. Should be able to win this fight. And it's going to stop them from being able to actually successfully land. One of our ships is down to 19%. They're down to a single ship. And we've sorted them all out. So let's go back to Kent and repair. Secondly, let's sort you guys out. What have you got? You have a leader who is a 1-1-4. You've got 4 maneuver, which is a bit of a shame. Could potentially try and get some more men across with the transports. Let's split you in half, move you there. Let's get the transport fleet and unmothball them. Let's move them into Kent. Obviously, they don't really need to repair up because they're not actually fighting. So we are going to attach you to the transport. Transport is going to drop you off in Co. So what was in that army of 10? Just 7-3. Okay. So you're going to group up. And you're now going to move in... In fact, where is there a river crossing? There's no river crossing here. So if we move in here first... and then move into Paris, we shouldn't get a river crossing. No. Okay. So now we can move this way without fear of a river crossing. Poland is the new papal controller. So, we're rolling some good numbers. Well, they're getting a few as well. We do have the better base morale. But we don't have the superior tactics, unfortunately. But we did win that fight. And they couldn't go anywhere because they were surrounded by forts, which means we instantly stack wiped them on the next tick. So great, let's move you guys over here so you can go and recover. I suppose it makes more sense to actually leave the army down here, really. Simply because... we can move you guys up. But simply because an army becomes a little bit useless on the British mainland... because not a lot goes on here. Yes, occasionally they do try and land a few troops, and we may have to deal with Scotland at some point, but I think we'll be alright. We don't have a lot of legitimacy, but I really would like that mercantilism, especially as England. So it's really our prestige that we need to keep up in order to make sure that we deal with everything here. We seem to have another little army here as well. Let's just wait until the end of February so that we get the morale tick, and we can actually move down here into Alencon anyway, because it is friendly territory, and we can go in there and beat upon you. You've got 4 fire, which isn't all that useful to you. They are getting some good rolls, but once again, we should stack wipe them. So we win the fight. They can't go anywhere. Oh no, they are managing to retreat, but they're not going to get very far. You're going that way, are you? Yeah, we're never going to catch up with them, sadly. So let's just go sit back in Co. Already at 21% in that war. Castile is still getting absolutely wrecked down here. I'm just not really willing to get involved in that war, to be quite honest. It seems a little bit silly and a little bit pointless. I'm just going to keep the heavies unmothballed for a little. They're the transports, but I'll keep the heavies unmothballed for a little while, just in case they do decide to send any more ships my way. Austria has now peaced out. Fantastic. So we've done a fine job there. So I think what we can afford to do now is put down our army maintenance again. And we can... which fort did we unmothball? That one. So we can mothball you again. And we can now pick our trade range. Trade range isn't going to help an awful lot, but it all works towards the top idea. Although saying that, we are actually behind the time in tech. And getting ahead of time would give us that trade efficiency. And it would give us some extra trade range anyway. Plus it would allow us to build docks, and it would give us naval morale. So I think we're actually going to wait for the technology on that one. A lot of black flagged units down there. Switzerland we can probably stop sucking up to sometime soon. Because we don't really need to suck up to them. The aggressive expansion is burning off. Let's stop sucking up to Switzerland. We can only improve by 2 more anyway, apparently. Free advisor slot, which is a Diplo guy. Well, we'll grab you just because you're the only level 1 guy for the time being. What else do we have? Let's have a look at the coalition again. So it's a little bit smaller. There's not a huge number of countries in here, although some of these ones are reducing down. A little bit of Flanders in there, and yeah, I don't think that's too bad. Brittany, can we do anything with you yet? You're still guarded towards us, but the aggressive expansion is burning away, which is quite nice. You still wouldn't accept vassalization. Minus 43. Yeah, we might have to take you militaristically, but we can't really do anything until that royal marriage breaks. But I think that's probably a good point to end the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Europa Universalis IV as England. And I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye for now.